Okay, so next on the bench is a guitar that got sold to me, and I was kind of excited to get it. You know what? It's just a Squier, but it's the standard series Squier, and the serial number back here is Indonesia IC99, so the International Cortec Factory. Late 90s, right? And you can tell by this bridge that this a lot of the 90s Telecasters with each of these saddles, 6 individual saddles, was something that was around back in the 90s. Standard series meant that it was one step up from like the Infinity series, so you got a nice thick body on this guitar, string through on the back right here. You got your skunk stripe. So this was a bigger, stronger, sturdier, better made guitar than the Infinity series stuff, and definitely the Bullet series stuff. So it was a fun guitar. I got a good deal on it. So when stuff like this happens, it's kind of fun. It's got the jack in the back here. Let's see how the electronics are working. Little scratchiness there. Pretty sure the knobs have been changed out. Three-way switch. I can see that some mods have been done because we've got the pickguard that has the 2 screw holes right here, or the little bolts that hold the front pickup in right here. And there are no bolts in there, so that pickup might just be laying in there. So most likely the pickguard's been swapped out on it. Okay, so it's got the inexpensive circuit board 3-way switch, and it does have some of the shielding paint inside there. What does that say on it right there? 500K. Cortec. I don't see anything super fancy about it. While I'm in here, I'll give a little shot of some electronics cleaner. Woo! Yeah, so pretty sure that was a replacement piece because this is screwed down into the body just like it's supposed to be. And so, I don't know, I could probably, maybe I could change this if I wanted to. Alright, so let me show you a pickguard that I have, and you guys might think this is the ugliest thing, and I might agree with you, but look at this thing. Should we do red on red? It's always a lot of fun to change out pickguards and stuff, but you gotta actually take a look and see if all the screw holes line up. And amazingly enough, with a toothpick, you can almost see these screw holes all line up. So this is kind of, well, not really good, but pretty much so. This is kind of a fun one. It's a possibility. I don't know if I like it though. Okay, and now that we're up here in this neighborhood, this is a 10mm wrench that I use, and we will just snug these down since we're already here. They seem nice and tight, so those are good. Put a little furniture polish on. Today's string joy. It's time to put some strings on it. SIT strings, power wound nickel, 9 through 42, extra light gauge. Got my Ernie Ball string winder here. Okay, so my low E string is fretting out a little bit. And after looking at this, the saddle is flipped around. It's upside down. So I'm going to loosen this string. We're going to see if we can just turn this thing around. There we go. Okay, now that should make a big difference right there. We just saved the setup. Okay, so there it is, guys. I think it's a 1999 Squier Telly, but it's a standard series, which means it's got the nice fat body on it and the string through. There were some other options that they did to make the standard series just a little bit better than like an Infinity series. Actually a lot better. So if you're looking through the Squiers at your local guitar shop and you see the standard, that means it's one of the good ones. So okay, here on the bench there is a Marcus Miller bass, and she's going to get new strings on it, but it's also kind of fretting out here. So the truss rod is too tight on this thing. So before I change the strings, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adjust this truss rod. And the hardest part of this is just getting the truss rod cover off. And hopefully I have the right wrench that fits inside this thing. It's too bad they didn't have a universal truss rod that every guitar brand in the world would use, right? But they don't, of course. So let's get this off of here. Let's take a look in there. Okay. I think it's like a 4mm. Okay, so I'm going to move the A string out of the way a bit. Loosen it up and kind of get this thing out of the way. Okay. There we go. Now let's see what happens. Kind of tune it back up a little bit. So that's all it really took, honestly. Okay, I'm going to do the whole thing where you look down the neck to see what it's kind of doing. Although now looking at the bridge saddles, it kind of looks like the low E string is high and the rest are kind of low, so there does need to be some saddle adjustments done here. Now I know these need to be set at a radius, but for a bass guitar, if they're just maybe sort of flat, it works okay. I can bring this one down some more. Okay, that's looking good. I mean, a lot better. So I think it's okay to pull the strings off now. We've got a brand new set of strings going on her. The Marcus Miller M2 is what this bass is. Now it's got all the active pickups and everything going on. All kinds of different controls here and electronics. I actually own 2 Marcus Miller basses. And they're both 5 strings. They're things that get traded in. And the guitar brand is Squier. So, a Marcus Miller by Squier. And once in a while I get a Squier electric 6-string guitar. I do have one of those right now too that is for sale. And I know some of you guys are agitated with me because I don't put too much stuff on Reverb, and I don't have my own website where I list all my products and ship stuff away and do all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, I'm a one-man operation, and I spend my time, here in my store, and I don't do all that online stuff, and Reverb bugs me. Reverb really bugs me because my store, I live on trade-ins. And so I tell everybody, trade your old guitars in. Trade in the stuff that you don't play anymore. I'm a buy, sell, and trade used guitar shop. Now there could come a day that I decide to put a bunch of stuff on Reverb, but I'm not there yet. Not in that spot in my life yet where I need to more or less, clean house and reverb everything. And I'm going to put some Music Nomad guitar cleaner on here. And if you guys are watching, consider subscribing to my channel. Honestly, it's only probably about 10% of you guys that watch are subscribed. So consider subscribing. It's free. Hit the notification bell for me. Today's string choice. Alright, so Ernie Ball super slinky bass, 45 through 100 round wound bass strings, made in USA, right out of Coachella, California. Recyclable paper. Oh yeah. The sound of fresh bass strings is the best. Now, Squier guitars, relatively new brand, as far as I know, and they're not that expensive. Now, when you look at one, you sort of say to yourself, oh man, I bet that thing is $1,200 or something. I don't think they're that expensive. I'm guessing right now, but I think this is maybe a $600 bass right here. It seems like it's playing really good. I'm going to go ahead and put the truss rod cover back on. And then when my customer comes in, I'm just going to tell him, go ahead and play the guitar for a few minutes. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want any other adjustments done to it. And a lot of times it gives that that extra customer service that you get, you know, if you let your customer play the guitar for a minute before they take it home. I think they like that. So, and then a lot of customers I go, oh no, you know, they're like, no, I don't need to plug it in, dude. I trust you that it plays good. So a lot of guys do that too. So that is it for this one. I just put Ernie Ball strings on a Squier Marcus Miller M2 bass. Alright, so we've got a Paul Reed Smith on the bench today. And really neat maple neck with the black bird inlays. Now this is a signature model. And this is from Dusty Warren is the guitar player. And his band is called Between the Buried and Me. So the band name is like a complete sentence. But again, Between the Buried and Me. It's got a 5-way switch down here. It's got the Floyd Rose. It's got these big knobs on here. Look like amp knobs or something. Feels like low friction. And it's got a broken string on it. So we're going to get in here and put strings on this thing. So now, first thing to do is to secure the bridge in place. And now I have this trem block plastic thing. And a lot of times you can set this underneath here like that. It seems like it's setting it sort of flat. But then what you do is, if this is set flat in there close enough, you get these strings off of here, and then when you pull this out, you tune the guitar, you pull this out, and it's close to being set where you want it. So that's my plan on this one. We can come up here, and with this tool I can take the locking nuts off. So it fits in right here. You loosen this, the string comes out. Super easy. And then you snug them back down a little bit, just so those little blocks don't come flying out of there. Alright, so now this guitar does have the locking tuners. So let's go ahead and do the A string right here. And I'll pull it out of there, pull the string out, lifts right out. I'll snug that back down. So again, that block doesn't end up missing. And then we'll come down to this end of the guitar. I'm just going to flip it around like this so you guys can see. And you see it's got the, I don't know, first or second generation locking tuner, where you just loosen the top right here. And the string very easily slides right out. So that's how easy that is. And so I can go ahead and loosen all these. A straight screwdriver will fit in the end here. And so normally these are just hand tightened. But you can also stick a screwdriver in here, just give it a little bit more. If your fingers are sore after playing guitar all day, then you'll want to use a screwdriver. Okay, so for these frets, I just put a little tiny bit of this cleaner on here. I'm just cleaning the dust off of them. This guitar is in such nice condition. I don't have to get crazy cleaning anything. Like most of my videos, half the video is me cleaning the guitar. That doesn't need to happen on this one. This thing is beautiful. Let's go ahead and grab a pack of strings. And let's put strings on this. Alright, here they are. Today's strings is D'Addario, 10 through 46. So yeah, check out the band Between the Buried and Me. See what you guys think. Kind of a cool name, I think, if you want your band name to be a complete sentence. Okay, so you run the string through here. But now to stick it in here, you can't put the core of the string in there. So you have to cut the end off. Okay, and then let me go like this, and then loosen that block up, and then shove that down in there so you can feel it slide all the way down. Then snug it tight. Don't go crazy, but it should be in there nice and tight like that. Now, if you leave a little bit of slack in the string, it makes it easier if somebody wants to detune it. You need a little bit of string on the string peg there. It feels pretty darn good. Okay, it's looking good, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten these locking nuts. Okay, so now after you tighten these, you can't turn these up here anymore. So all your tuning has to be done right here on these fine tuners. Oh, the A looks perfect. The D looks perfect. G's a little tiny bit sharp. B string looks good. Got a couple of loudmouths in the store right now blabbing. But you got to get used to that. You got guys, and they want to hang out like it's a coffee shop in here. Or an old barber shop, right? Okay. There it is. She's all tuned up. It is the PRS CE, which is the bolt-on version. Very pretty maple neck, Paul Reed Smith. Thank you guys for watching and setting through my restring videos. I really appreciate it. If you would be so kind, hit that like button for me and think about subscribing. I do have Patreon, and check me out on Facebook and ZIMM'S Guitars on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. You guys know the whole thing. Thank you guys. Everybody have a great day. Go buy a guitar.